You talking to me? Then who the hell else are you talking to? You talking to me? You're talking to me. It's Wednesday. It's Hollywood on the Rocks. Big news stories. Let's go. I know he's here.
Alan, I've been looking for you myself. Alan.
Hey.
You made it.
I made it.
You made it.
Hey, by the way, I made a new best friend yesterday.
No. Save it.
Oh.
Save it. Save
Right.
it.
Okay.
Save it. We got a couple.
We want to make this a formal news story.
No. Yeah, I'm going to.
Had a little bit going, but Chris doesn't want to do the bit.
No, I want to do the bit. Just we got
okay.
things to discuss.
All right.
First of all, we have a big story today on a memo from 1991 that Jeffrey Katzenberg wrote about the state of Disney in decline back then. That is very applicable to today. We're going to go over that. Plus Avengers Doomsday news that I'm trying to confirm a rumor that I heard at a party last night, and I will tell you what it is, but I don't have confirmation. So, and we've got some trailers, lots to do. Alan made a new friend, but let's say hi to some people here.
Hey, Daniel Thorne. John Waters names Ari Aster's Eddington as the best film of 2025. If you don't like the film, I hate you. Well,
I would agree. I liked Eddington.
John Waters hates me.
All right.
Magic Mirror Return the D-Files. That's right.
Yes.
Sons and Shadows cast. We need to talk about your TPS report.
It's one of the classic lines.
From the, okay. Matthew Hammond over on Rumble for 2. The Drinker. The message is written in woke. His message is written in blood.
By the way, I will be on Drinker tomorrow
to talk Avatar.
On after open bar. I'll probably discuss Avatar a bit.
All right, Matthew Hammond, the Michigander. Hollywood can't flee LA's top critic who is out for gore.
That's right. Thanks.
And from Lord Thothy, like, share, subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. Sign up for as a member. Join us on X, Discord, Rumble, Instagram. Buy our merch. Shop.filmthread.com. Every super chat helps support the channel.
And guess what? We screwed up. Our Black Friday sale is still active, it looks like. Oh, no. I refreshed. It's gone. But we do have shirts. Papyrus. I Know What You Did. Our Home for the Holidays collection. Star Trek The Final Frontier. It's dead, Jim. And, of course, the 7th annual award this. Now, by the way, the Star Trek funeral, it's on. It's on, Alan.
Yeah.
And let's discuss it. Join us December 17th, 2025 for our Star Trek funeral. Be a part of it. Post your eulogy on social media. Hashtag Star Trek is dead and hashtag Star Trek funeral. I looked up Star Trek is dead. There's already a lot of people using that hashtag. So we're adding Star Trek funeral. And if you do that, we will show your eulogy on December 17th. Look, here's a little promo. Hashtag Star Trek funeral. Join us for it'll be a galactic event. And a lot of your favorites will be on the show. Gary from Nerdrotic, Drinker, among others, will be joining us. All of us celebrating the death of Star Trek. That's Wednesday, December 17th. No Hollywood on the Rocks. We're just going to do, my goal is to go 12 hours and to get the hashtag trending. Alan, can you go 12 hours?
According to my wife, I can go 10.
That's
Well,
good to hear.
she luckily she said I'm lucky to go 15 minutes.
Well, Alan, you and I were at a party last night. That's why
Yeah.
I'm pretty exhausted. And
Yeah, and I made a new best friend.
you did?
Yeah, here, let me show you his picture.
What?
Oh, look at that.
Oh my God. Okay. I kept bumping. He was behind me and I kept bumping into him.
Yeah, he was
and I'm talking to people.
Yeah. Just so you know, my daughter's on the other side. I just clipped out the photo.
Okay, now tell us what you talked to him. You got a photo with Simulu. This was at the Netflix holiday party.
Mm-hmm.
What did you guys discuss?
Yeah. Well, first of all, my daughter insulted him by saying he was barely in Barbie, and he took offense to that. Look, we just chit chatted about like I didn't realize I forgot that he had a movie on Netflix, and so we talked a little bit about that. But the big one was I told him what you posted the other day. You're 100% correct. That's right. I emboldened him because he is correct.
So
Asian representation is lower today than it was years ago. And there's just no denying it. You know, look, every time we talk about a movie, what am I always saying about what question am I always asking?
There's lots of diversity, but there's no Asians.
No Asians. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like the one guy in the background at what is it? Ironheart. She goes to MIT and there's one Asian at MIT. I mean, they can't even get representation right at MIT.
Yeah, come on, lean into the stereotypes. Now, I got to ask, some people in the chat are asking, which one are you? Are you on the left or the right?
Oh, shoot. I forgot to label it. I know I'm one of them.
Okay. That's great. I love it. It was fun. We saw Jacob Elordi. He is very tall. He's 6'5". And I had a nice chat with well, it was like we were all sitting in a group. Yeah. It was a group of us with Ryan Johnson, and we just talked nerdy film stuff. We were talking about other movies, not his movie.
Yeah.
So
we also talked to William H. Macy, which was kind of
he was great. I loved Boogie Nights is the first thing I remember seeing him in. And he's just always solid.
We broke the ice by saying my daughter loved him on Mythical Kitchen, and his daughter just like, oh, someone saw it, and then she was. I didn't realize this until afterwards, but she was like, she wanted to say how much she likes him on Shameless, and then I dawned on me as, why are you watching Shameless?
Oh my God! Oh wow! But it was a good time, and I feel lucky that we get to do these things. So
yeah, it
was a blast. Hey, a couple new trailers dropped that are worth checking out. Are now, you love horror films, Alan. I know you do.
Oh yeah, like a hole in the head.
Right. Well, there's a trailer here for Silent Night, Deadly Night. It's in theaters December 12th. Kind of late to put a trailer out, but here it is. We're gonna react to it together. My feeling is you'll probably watch the trailer, but nothing else.
Probably.
But here we have the trailer for the movie. I will go to see it because I will see anything horror.
Yeah, this has Christmas Story vibes already.
Yeah. Look at the lights.
'Twas the night before Christmas. The house locked up tight. Yet a shadow approached in the dead of the night. With a glimmering axe, so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick.
Kind of been drifting my whole life. I'm ready for something real.
Looking for something? Are you okay? I'm gonna figure out what's going on in there.
You had no idea.
Oh, what?
Oh no.
Naughty.
How many people did we kill?
A lot.
Do you have to dress like Santa?
It helps me slip from Billy into something else. Punish.
Wait. Keep it on.
Are you ready for this? Naughty. Good boy.
It's a new Christmas classic. Alan, will you go see it?
No, don't think no, no, no.
I don't know. I mean, it's from the people who did Terrifier 2 and 3. So I'm in, frankly. I'm all in.
No. All that means is it's not Damon Leone.
Well, it's not Damon Leone, but the studio's done like some good stuff. So
Yeah.
I'll check it out for sure. So here's another movie that might interest you. Ready or Not 2. Here I come. I have not seen this trailer. I have no idea what to expect. And I don't know, I vaguely remember Ready or Not. It kind of mixed with a movie I thought was better, which was The Hunt.
Mm-hmm.
I thought The Hunt was better because The Hunt was a bunch of elite liberals like collect a bunch of people that are on the right and hunt them for sport. And
Like real life, huh?
kind of like, yeah. And they're all a-holes. And I love it. They, it came out I remember people were criticizing the movie just for, what the subject matter was, but I like The Hunt better. Mm-hmm. The similar concepts. But let's take a look at Ready or Not. Are you ready?
Not.
Okay, let's go.
Hide and seek? Are we really gonna play that?
Thank God it's over.
But it's not.
Oh gosh.
Shit.
You've caused quite a stir, Mrs. Ladomas. You married into that family. Now they're dead. What you didn't know is that this goes far beyond them. By surviving hide and seek, you've triggered a new game. This time against the High Council families. Double or nothing. This part will be familiar. They will try to kill you.
Welcome to our home.
Hunters, may the best family win.
Skippy screams.
The game begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I'm not playing.
Okay. Prunella, kill the sister.
No, God damn it, don't hurt her!
Whoever wins runs everything.
Everything?
The world.
Can't believe you dragged me into this shit.
It's exciting. What? Exciting for me. It's terrifying for you.
Clear.
Okay, now that looks fun. Alan, will you see
Not
it?
No. But it looks like David Cronenberg is in the movie.
Yes, he's in it.
Okay.
Probably as himself. We know that Elijah Wood plays the lawyer from the closed captioning.
Yes.
But
and we saw
I don't
Sarah
know,
Michelle
I like it.
Gellar in there too.
This looks better than the first, although I like The Hunt because of the little subtext.
The theme's behind
the theme
that.
was funny. Theme was funny. We've got a lot of big news stories before we get to our story of the day. So let's go through those. Quentin Tarantino names Black Hawk Down the best movie of the 21st century. What?
Black Hawk Down.
Black Hawk Down. Yes. Yeah. Black Hawk Down. What did I
you said Dawn. Black Hawk Dawn.
Dawn. Yes. Reading apparently is a challenge, but this is in Variety. Alan, you've got the notes to the story.
Yes.
Let's do it.
He actually revealed a top 20. He revealed his full top 20 on the Bret Easton Ellis podcast, praising the film's relentless intensity and comparing the cinematic ambitions of Apocalypse Now. My heart was going through the entire runtime. The feat of direction is beyond extraordinary. Tarantino said he also liked the film's originality, but also later realized how deeply it affected him. It sustained tension across 3 hours is what it elevates above everything else he's seen since the year 2000. Do we want to go list real quick?
Let's go through the list. And by the way, I've listened to that Bret Easton Ellis podcast. It's great.
Yeah.
It's really
let me go backwards from 20.
Sure.
Number 20 is West Side Story. Yes, the Rachel Zegler, Steven Spielberg West Side Story.
Really?
Yeah. Cabin Fever, Moneyball, Chocolate, The Devil's Rejects, The Passion of the Christ, School of Rock, Jackass the Movie, Big Bad Wolves, Battle Royale, and then number 10, Midnight in Paris from Woody Allen, Shaun of the Dead, Mad Max Fury Road, Unstoppable from Tony Scott, Zodiac, There Will Be Blood, Dunkirk, and the top 3, Lost in Translation, Toy Story 3, and Black Hawk Down.
Black Hawk Down. Wow. Would not have expected that. It's it's not a bad list. It's very personal to him.
Very personal, yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised Toy Story 3 is on the list.
You know what? If I were to guess, it's the moment in which you literally thought in your brain, "Oh, they're gonna burn Buzz and Woody in an incinerator."
Yeah, I mean that moment. I remember when that moment came up for Toy Story 3. I was like, "Are they really gonna do this?"
I know,
it's pretty crazy.
I just remember looking at my daughter, going, "Is this really happening?"
Right.
I mean, that was always Pixar at its best, when they could push their characters into a corner and make you wonder how the hell they're going to get out of this thing.
Right.
And that was, I think, the ultimate moment. It's that moment is ingrained in my brain, because I always think about it whenever I think of Toy Story.
Well, it shows that Quentin, first of all, he's no elitist. I mean, he really likes broad entertainment. I mean, Dunkirk on the list, that's pretty cool. So I think it's a good list. It shows that he's got a good, handle on things he knows he likes. And he's not like throwing things on the list simply to go, look how smart I am. So I don't know. What do you think, Alan?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. I mean, it does feel very personal. And I think top 10 lists should really be that. It's your top 10 list. It's not something that you need to argue with people, but it's a list that basically says a lot about you and what kind of stories you like to be told.
Yeah. So I actually think it's a good list. I would not have expected Black Hawk Down, but now I have to listen to that podcast.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Sorry, someone needs an eraser. Okay.
You're just put up that Simu Liu picture.
I know, I'm still kind of glowing from it.
Yeah, you're glowing. You both have a glow.
I thought meeting Hugh Jackman was the pinnacle of my week, but no.
There you go. Hey, you and I've seen Avatar Fire and Ash. You will be seeing it this week.
Tomorrow.
We will do our, well, you should do an out of the theater reaction. We'll talk about that, but
okay.
like AI is a big thing, and James Cameron had some thoughts because people think the Avatar movies utilize AI. So he had some thoughts he wanted to share. So let's look at this from the story. Alan is from comicbook.com. And I can tell you one thing before we get to that. Having seen Avatar, I don't know if this will happen in the theater, but there was an intro before the movie started with James Cameron speaking to the audience saying, we don't use AI for these movies. And he went on a whole rant about, not a rant, but like a little intro to people. Just so you know, there are real actors behind these images. And we want to share a little of how they did it. It's a little 1 minute. I'm wondering if that'll be in the theaters when people go to see it when it opens on the 18th of December. But what does he have to say in this article from Comic
Well, despite decades of cinematic warnings about runaway intelligence, Cameron believes those in power don't really listen until now. They call it the Skynet problem, and it's being discussed. Speaking with Comic Book, whatever it was, while promoting Avatar: Fire and Ash, Cameron said the AI debate now centers on alignment. The idea that advanced systems must be trained to operate only for human good. But to him, the biggest danger isn't the technology itself, it's human disagreement. Who decides what's good for us? We can't agree on a damn thing. Cameron argues that alignment requires global moral consensus, something he says humanity is nowhere near achieving. Add disinformation and political polarization to the mix, the timeline has become even more dire. We're not going to figure this out in time. They're racing straight at it with billions and billions being thrown at it. Cameron draws a clear distinction between big AI, advanced general intelligence that could pose existential risk, and little AI, generative tools like ChatGPT. He stresses that his fear is not about AI replacing creatives in Hollywood, but it's about the survival of humans themselves. He emphasizes that Avatar: Fire and Ash uses no generative AI, saying the franchise honors and celebrates actors. He believes Hollywood would eventually self-regulate its use of generative tools. If humanity makes it that far, we can only find out through an artist if we exist. We can only find our way through it as artists if we exist.
Well, I'll just say this. I've seen Avatar: Fire and Ash. It's, it's your typical spectacle. We've if you've seen the first two Avatars, this is more Avatar for you. But yeah, I mean, they have to use some tools. We'll talk to Justine Bateman about this when we have her on next week. Where she's going to be on, and next Wednesday, week from today, Justine Bateman, live Q&A, your questions. Join us for that show. She is very anti-AI. She has a film festival called Credo 23 Film Fest. Look it up. If you did not use AI in any form, but I realized, and I'll ask her this question. I made the documentary, Attack of the Duck, and we used AI upscaling for some of the footage that was very old, like 480, like shot on like a Razor phone. I'm not joking. And they called it AI upscaling. Now, is it AI a brand name? Is it really AI? Like, what kind of use? I think there are some good uses for AI. But just fully making a movie based on prompts will only end up with garbage, if you ask me. What are your thoughts, Alan?
Yeah, well, I mean, to James Cameron's point, it's one thing to use AI as a tool, but when you use it in the broader sense, he talks about morality, and this is something I've been thinking about for quite a while when it comes to, like when ChatGPT first came out, you had this ability to talk to AI and have these conversations. And then if you break it down, if you let it evolve, there's going to come a point where people are going to say, hey, we don't need therapists anymore. Why don't we just talk to Chat GPT? And the question in that case is, what is the moral center of that therapist, that AI therapist? Are they looking out for your own good? Do they even care? There's a lot of, there's going to come a point where people are going to go to AI for just questions on things, for facts, for historical facts. And the question now is, how reliable is that? And how are people going to what point are people just going to implicitly say that, ChatGPT is true. It understands everything. Because we do that with Wikipedia, why not with AI?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, there's a
Oh, we lost you, Alan.
we talked about this movie before. It was the Pod. Oh, sorry. Are you hearing me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfect.
Do you hear me at all?
Yes.
Okay. There's a movie, Pod Generation, which is on Hulu now, starring Emilia Clarke and Chiwetel Ejiofor. And there's a part where she goes to an AI therapist. Hear that conversation. Yeah, the director and writer is very much in tune to this idea that she's kind of being led down the wrong path when she's with her AI therapist. And there's this over-reliance on technology that is slowly replacing what is natural and what is human. And that is the fear. And I think that's what what James Cameron is talking about.
Let's go to comments here. We have Paulie sent in it says Simu Simp from Paulie from Latino Slam.
Just for $2.
Apparently you changed your name on your profile.
Oh, did I? Oh.
It says Simu Simp, Alan.
I love Simu. Simu is always right.
I love that you're encouraging him to go hard on his commentary. So there you go. All right, more comments here before we move on to news.
The Coffee Table is Alan's all-time favorite movie. Oh my god.
I do recommend it. Watch it with your family.
I do not recommend it.
Especially if you have a young child.
Yeah. Yeah, please watch it. Psycho Magnus, how about more horror movies coming out during September and October?
Yeah, it's so weird. Like, you would think that would be a put out Silent Night, Deadly Night during Halloween, then it releases on VOD at Christmas.
Yeah, guess what? Yeah. Disney did that with Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, smart.
Sons of Shadowcast. This is the second remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night.
I
have no idea.
Second time's the charm.
Joe Pat 87 for $9.99. But the thing that makes Woody special is that he'll never give up on you ever. Saw a list, to be honest, and that quote is incentive to stop at number 3. Yep.
Thank you for that.
Tony Elias. Toy Story 3 was a perfect ending and made everyone cry. Yeah, that too.
Yeah, I was shocking.
Tie-in to Black. Imagine the amount of films James Cameron could have made if wasn't so damn focused on Avatar.
Yeah. He could have made other movies. I think Avatar is going to be his career closer.
Well, I think he technically retired, started doing deep sea diving stuff, and then came back to Avatar, finding inspiration for that. English Bachelors, Cameron, the new Ridley Scott, please just stop.
There you go. Alan, there are some wild Avengers Doomsday rumors. And let me start with one I heard last night at the party we were at.
Uh-oh.
A person in marketing who told me this rumor that he heard that I could not verify through my sources at Marvel, but I will reveal now. And we're going to get, there's no doubt we're going to get a look at Robert Downey Jr. As Doom very soon. But here's a rumor that I heard that there are 3 trailers for Avengers Doomsday. They are all different and they all connect, and they will be released one a week, starting with Avatar, Fire and Ash, and then so it'll release in front of Avatar, Fire and Ash 3 weeks in a row. There will be a different trailer for Avengers Doomsday, and in some way they connect. What it's being done to kind of encourage people to see Avatar multiple times. Now, I've got a list, so I can see up to 4 movies a week. I could book a ticket, walk in, see the trailer, and walk out, which is probably what I'll do. But this is a crazy rumor about Avengers Doomsday, that there are 3 completely different trailers. Now, it would not be out of the possibility, like Marvel's been very innovative with the they've trained audiences to stay through the credits. You've got your post credit, you've got your credit end, beginning credit scene, mid credit scene, post credit scene, little joke. People expect it now. And so maybe to do 3 trailers, rolling out 3 in a row, 1 a week in front of Avatar, Fire and Ash, that somehow connect, it would not be out of the realm of possibility. Now, also, some photos were snapped. This is from X, from MCU Film News, confirmed teams in Avengers Doomsday. The Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts, X-Men, Captain America's team. Now, I don't know who this apparently was at an event in John Delarosse from Pop Culture and Gaming. Make Marvel masculine again. So, but here are the teams. This apparently, these photos leaked from.
By the way, did he get canceled for saying that? Because I remember other people saying it and getting canceled and losing friends.
Yeah, John, you should be canceled. How dare you say something like that? That's crazy.
Yeah, that's the guy.
John.
Yeah.
Anyways, so here are the 4 teams that are pitted against each other.
Okay. Well, we've known these.
We know the Thunderbolts. We know the Fantastic Four.
We know the X-Men.
We know the X-Men here. Here is Cap's team, consisting of Thor, Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Paul Rudd as Ant-Man, Tom Hiddleston as Loki joins the team, Anthony Mackie as Captain America, Danny Ramirez as Falcon, and Simu
and my new best friend. Yeah,
your new best friend as Shang-Chi. These are apparently the 4 teams.
Yeah.
That
By the way, did you notice on Captain America's team who's the first person on the list? Not Captain America.
Not Captain America, exactly. Who knows? Whatever. So I don't know. These are wild rumors. There'll be a lot of rumors. The cast is crazy. And there are unannounced members as well. You remember the chair video,
right?
The infamous chair video. Here is every character from the chair video, and the text is so small you can't read it. But basically everyone we just saw in that. And there are ones that are going to be a surprise. So Alan, what do you think of these rumors? And what do you think of the idea that there might be 3 connecting trailers rolling out 3 weeks in a row to get hype up for this film?
Well, I mean, first, I wouldn't doubt it. I know Disney really wants it to make $1 billion, and I think Cameron said that if the movie does so, there's not going to be another Avatar movie. And then we should mention, it's not confirmed.
Yeah, Alan,
So
your
take it for
internet
what
is
is
not
there.
great. You're fading in and out. So you're fading in and
That's
out. You
weird.
might want to go and come back. But
What do you mean fading?
You sort of like are jittering. It's okay. Just
Okay.
you can fix it. In any case, I'll just say it's very innovative. I remember, God, when I got a VCR back in the day. Okay. Crazy story. I love movie trailers. The only TV show that would reliably show trailers was Saturday Night Live. I had an old RCA Selectavision that had the best. I could keep it paused for hours. So I would watch SNL. I'd keep my trailer VHS tape paused. And when I saw a new movie trailer, boom, I recorded it. And there was a series of Flash Gordon trailers. That's right, Sam Jones. And these trailers were like cliffhangers leading to another trailer. And that VCR, by the way, got stolen and I lost that tape. But I treasure it. I still have not found these trailers anywhere on YouTube. I'm sure they exist. They were great trailers, but it wouldn't surprise me if Marvel made the trailer for Avengers Doomsday itself an event, because they do have brand damage to go over. We just saw this year 3 Marvel movies come out, all 3 underperformed. How do they fix the brand damage? Well, take the biggest movie of the year and add a Doomsday trailer, and 3 different ones make sense. Alan, sounds like you look much better on camera now. Please, your thoughts. Okay, now you're frozen. All right.
Sorry,
Okay, I'm going to go to comments, Alan. Why don't you fix that? And we're going to go to comments and wrap up the discussion of this. But let's see. English Batchers says, I'm so glad. I'm so Star Wars about Marvel now, man. Shrugs. I think you mean shrugs. All good. Psycho Magus. So watch the 4 trailers and you will have seen the movie. Again, rumor. But from a reliable source, or I wouldn't have told you, but no confirmation. No Wolverine with the X-Men, says MK Solid. I think Hugh Jackman is 100% in the film, not announced officially. Patrick Lemire, it's going to cost so much that break even is $3 billion. At this point, yeah, the salaries, combined salaries. That's why most of this movie will probably be shot on a soundstage. 8 Ellis, 24. Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman will show up. Why even hide that? Yeah, I do think there'll be some thing that connects to, hey, good to have you back.
Is this any better?
Much better.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Ryan Reynolds will be in it, if only to pay off. There's a moment Deadpool has in Deadpool and Wolverine. You see, he has a moment with Thor, and then I think something will happen with him and Thor that will pay off from Deadpool and Wolverine to Doomsday.
But at the same time, we don't necessarily need it to.
Yeah. Patrick Lemire, when I got to BCR, I found videos on MTV that I had records of so I could sync them up and have stereo sound. That's crazy. I love that. FBI surveillance van is using Alan's Wi-Fi, says Davina Duckworth. I would agree. We'll take those Marvel rumors with a grain of salt, but I would not have told you about it if the source was not a reliable one. So make of that what you will, but I do know also it's been reported there's like 25 plus different trailers for Avengers Doomsday. So it makes sense that they would do a series of trailers, right? Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't. Just why do we need 25 trailers? It's just hype. One good trailer is all you need.
Unique. It's a unique way to promote.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to talk a lot of Disney here. It's right now, the Disney succession race is on. From our friends at That Park Place, I'll bring up the story. Bob Iger's reign will one day sunset. Who is in the lead to take over? Alan, you've got the story. Let's hear it.
All right. Well, after months of speculation, a new frontrunner has surfaced in Disney's high-stakes CEO succession race. Josh D'Amaro, the chairman of Disney Experiences, a detailed Wall Street Journal report says D'Amaro is now viewed internally as the favorite to replace Bob Iger when the company announces its new chief executive in early 2026. D'Amaro oversees Disney Experiences, the company's most profitable and stable division. As legacy TV contracts collapse and streaming faces steep losses, Experiences has become Disney's financial backbone. Internally, D'Amaro is seen as a rare combination of charismatic, analytically sharp, and widely liked by fans. Even after price hikes at the parks, his public approval has stayed surprisingly strong. His biggest long bet, expanding Disney's gaming ambitions. This new forward-looking mindset aligns with a corporation badly in need of new growth engines. Dana Waldron, a co-chair of Disney Entertainment, remains the strongest competitor. She commands Disney's film, TV, and streaming empire and is considered the company's most experienced creative executive. But the board reportedly sees more durable, scalable growth in its Experiences division, with a $60 billion theme park expansion already in motion. Promoting the executives who run that empire makes strategic sense. Waldron also faces a political complication. Her friendship with former VP Kamala Harris could put Disney at risk under a Trump administration. That perception has weakened her candidacy internally. Disney's board, led by Chair James Gorman, is determined to prevent another headline-grabbing failure. Unlike the Rush Chapek appointment, the new CEO will be groomed in advance by working side by side with Iger. Outside candidates like EA's CEO Andrew Wilson were considered, but the board strongly favors an internal promotion. And by every metric, profitability, strategy, board confidence, D'Amaro currently has the clearest path.
Well, I know nothing about him. I have one question. Does he know movies? Does he know entertainment? And also, you stumbled upon something that could be a great idea, Disney gambling.
Yeah, I know.
Can you imagine a Disney casino?
I know. In Macau, maybe?
For Disney adults? That is a brilliant idea. And you didn't even try. You made a mistake, like your horrible internet today. You mistakenly came up with what might be the best idea to save Disney. But what do we know about this guy internally? I guess that Park Place also, shout out to those guys, friends of the channel.
Yeah. Well, I actually met Josh D'Amaro at South by Southwest. He had done a presentation. He was, I guess he was formerly the president of the theme parks, and now they put him in Experiences. And it's funny they bring up Dana Waldron, who is in charge of Disney Entertainment, as being a strong creative. After all we've talked about how great creative has been at Disney over the past 10 years, I don't know. You know, what the article really points out is they're looking internally to put someone in charge, which honestly seems to me to be the wrong decision. Because Disney hasn't exactly been doing well, and it's internal. You know, you're hiring within people who are just, you know, part of the rat race, the wheel that churns at Disney, rather than bringing someone fresh who has new ideas, who could bring something more creative, new ideas to the Disney company. Rather than go that way, we're just gonna go with the old hat. The executives we pay millions of dollars to keep, as more and more of the grunt workers are laid off and fired. So yeah, Disney's not in a good position. And then when was CEO a political position that you had to run for? And that's what it sounds like with Josh D'Amaro here.
It's very political. And I think that those are great skills. Having those skills is very useful. Having said that, you've got to know movies. And there is such a thing as a creative executive, like a Mike Ovitz or a Jeffrey Katzenberg. That pair rebuilt Disney.
Mike Eisner or
Mike Eisner.
Yeah.
No,
not
what did I say? Mike Ovitz? Sorry.
Yeah, you said
He was
Michael.
at CAA, different guy.
He came on and got fired real quick. So
Yeah. Okay, long story. But there are other executives through film history that were very creative.
yeah, I remember a
I
guy
will bring
named
up
Walt
again,
Disney who was
Walt
in that
Disney.
category.
It's a very rare brain to have a very creative side and a business like savvy. Those are generally not in the same body, right? I think Spielberg and Lucas had that. I think Tom Cruise has that. Tom Cruise should run Hollywood. He could easily run a studio. But I think Disney, they've got great brands and franchises, but not the leadership that is able to foster those franchises to grow. That's why we've seen Star Wars is a perfect example of someone lacking in those skills. Kathleen Kennedy, who has objectively been a terrible leader at Lucasfilm. I mean, does anyone want to debate in her favor? We did a whole trial about this, okay? So, and a funeral for Star Wars. But yeah, she has been just awful at the helm of Lucasfilm. I don't know anything about this guy, but you met him. What was his presentation at South by about?
Well, it was actually kind of revealing a lot of technology, Imagineering technologies, such as the lightsaber, that amazing lightsaber you saw at the Star Wars Hotel. There was robots that could stand up on their own, and I think it was kind of like they were making a Judy Hopps kind of robot. But it was basically to show that the creative momentum that Disney has, which we haven't seen really come to light since that presentation. Yeah, you're right. Disney needs a creative, someone who truly has the ability to tell stories and apply that to the entire company. You mentioned Michael Eisner. Michael Eisner saved Disney. He almost destroyed it at the end, but he saved it. He's the one who, him and Katzenberg, the Disney Renaissance, revived Disney animation to the powerhouse that it was. That was Michael Eisner.
Yeah.
Even at Paramount, Michael Eisner created Beverly Hills Cop. That was a boardroom executive idea. They just sat down and said, what do people want to watch? And that movie came out of it. Bob Iger, anyone who's currently on the board or one of the presidents or vice presidents, I don't see any of them as creatives.
Well, yeah, I mean, John Lasseter, Pixar, wildly creative and business savvy. And it's one of those guys that he can give notes. You got to get people that don't care about what it looks like, that aren't politicking, that are thinking of the audience and the movie first, and not all this. We got to be balanced. We got to hit the 4 quadrants.
Equity,
Equity. We don't need any of that. We need a movie, a Star Wars movie that men will love. Women will like it too, but you got to make it for men, the primary audience. Same thing with Marvel. If you're going to make a princess movie, make it for girls. Make it for girls and gays. Guys don't care, but guess what? They'll buy a ticket and take their girlfriend or wife to the movie. It's fine. Like it's
yeah. Well, think about it. Under Iger's leadership, Disney was a girls brand, and it was a very popular girls brand, and made a lot of money. And they decided they wanted to reach the boy audience, and so they bought Marvel. And so when they bought Marvel, they took a boys brand and made it a girls brand.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what the leadership did. They took Star Wars, a boys brand primarily, and turned it into a girls brand.
Well, you really got to watch the movie The Player if you want to get, which basically the TV the Apple TV series The Studio took a lot like from Griffin Mill. One of the characters in The Studio is named Griffin Mill, and I guarantee the movie The Player inspired The Studio, but The Player does a a really good job of showing what the inner workings of studios were back at that time. And by the way, don't dismiss a movie like Beverly Hills Cop. It's not just it's a simple title, but it's a fish out of water story of a Detroit cop that goes to Beverly Hills with a Detroit attitude, and therein lies the comedy. You cast Eddie Murphy, it writes itself.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, Iger, not only did he save Disney, he saved Paramount beforehand.
Right.
If you watch my interview with David Zucker, he gives all credit to his career to Michael Eisner, because he was the only executive who believed in Airplane and
wow.
And Naked Gun even.
It's also you got to have taste in movies. Alan Ladd Jr., who is the executive at Fox who greenlit Star Wars, gave a kid, George Lucas was a kid, gave him $10 million to make the first Star Wars. And he believed in him. And there's a documentary that is free on YouTube called Laddie, Laddie. It's about Alan Ladd Jr. And you'll learn like how studios work, the thinking, and the people that they used to bring on weren't just business savvy people. They were people that knew movies, and that is sadly lacking in all of Hollywood today. And part of the reason Hollywood has fallen on hard times. So there you go. Let's go to comments.
Yeah.
I've got them right here.
Patrick Lemery, Chapek was a popular Parks guy.
Yeah.
I think they screwed him over. Dark Hero fan, LOL, Gavin Newsamaro.
He looks
like Gavin, actually.
Yeah.
Ryan Landis, they should hire Alan. Yes, they should. I've always wanted a shower in my office. The Introspect M, they are casting a CEO, not hiring. Yeah. It feels political versus business. It doesn't make business sense. It makes political sense.
Yeah.
Mars Monkey Max, do a American Idol type show where Americans choose the next CEO. Yeah, that's an even better process. Makoto, Eisner gave us the 90s golden age of Disney.
Yeah, he did save the company.
Yeah. But again, he almost ruined it too at the end.
Yeah. Hey, before we get to our main story today, another reminder, join us December 17th, 2025 for our Star Trek funeral for a franchise, and you can be a part of it. Post your Star Trek eulogy on social media, Instagram, X, YouTube. Use the hashtag Star Trek is dead and the hashtag Star Trek funeral so we can find your video. And here we now have a thumbnail. The YouTube link is live. It's a live show on the 17th. It'll be our longest live cast ever. Probably 12 hours, Alan. You ready for that?
Dear God, no.
Yeah, we're doing it. 12 hours. It'll be great. We want you to be a part of it. We're going to have a lot of other YouTube personalities that will be a part of this show. I'm very excited. Let us know who you want to see. Let us know who you want to see, and we will invite them. So December 17th, put it on your calendar, folks. We won't be doing Hollywood on the Rocks that day. Just a 12-hour stream for a funeral.
Do we have a start time, by the way?
Noonish.
Okay.
Noonish. It's depending on, it'll be right after the nooner. So I'll be sitting in a chair for a long time. It's going to be a rough day for me, but it'll be worth it. So there you go. We want you to be a part of it. Hashtag Star Trek funeral. Hashtag Star Trek is dead. And please clip that, Lori, so we can post on the channel. It was like a promo for the event. Clip the thing I just did.
By the way, here's a suggestion for a guest. Can you get him?
Will Wheaton would be great. No, I'm going over all the videos we're going to play on the show It's you're not going to want to miss it. We're going to get demonetized. I don't care.
For a 12-hour stream?
Yeah. We're going to get not demonetized, not the channel. I'm saying that stream will.
I do mean the stream.
The stream will be demonetized, but hopefully super chats will make up for that. So, yeah. All right, Alan. Jeffrey Katzenberg came on to Disney along with Michael Eisner, and they basically saved Disney. And this is a memo. I'll show you the memo. We have it as a PDF. It was sent to me. I'm not sure if I can say the person's name. And it's Resurfaced. And this is, you see, it says the Walt Disney Company. I'll blow it up a little bigger here. And it's from Jeffrey, not even Katzenberg. It just says Jeffrey. And this memo is, what is it? It's like 20 pages, 29 pages in which, and he sent this memo to Michael Eisner, Frank Wells, a lot of people at the company at the time. It was to the Disney Touchstone creative staff, the Hollywood creative staff. And in this memo, which he titles, "The World is Changing, Some Thoughts on Our Business." January 11th, 1991. When you go through this memo, which Alan, we're not going to read the full 29-page memo. We will put the link in the description so you can read the entire thing yourself. But what Katzenberg warned and discussed may as well have come out today. Alan, give it to me. He starts with the problem.
Okay, am I reading the notes or am I reading that?
Read some of this, but then go to the notes. But we'll start with here's his intro.
Okay, so the problem. As we begin the new year, I strongly believe we are entering a period of great danger and even greater uncertainty. Events are unfolding within and without the movie industry that are extremely threatening to our studio. Some of you might be surprised to read these words. After all, wasn't Disney number one in 1990? Yes, but our number one status was far from a sign of robust health. Instead, it merely understated the fact that our studio did the least badly in a year of steady decline for all of Hollywood. A year that was capped off by a disastrous Christmas for nearly everyone. Although we led at the box office in 1990, our bottom line profits in the movie business were the lowest in 3 years.
Pause for a sec. Brutal honesty you never, ever hear. He's saying we did the least. What does he say? We did the least badly in a year where things sucked. Talking about the year 1990. Now, I would disagree. I think 1990 there were some bangers, but do you think that people in the offices at Disney and other studios are this brutally honest, saying these kinds of things now? I wonder if they are. They certainly aren't doing that publicly. Anyways, please continue.
Well, I mean, to your point,
please.
The only way to fix a problem is to understand the problem.
Right.
And when you blame fans for your bad movie, that means you don't understand the problem.
Correct.
You don't even understand the ramifications of your problem because no one's showing up to watch your movies.
Yep.
You're right. This is refreshing to hear someone talk honestly about the state of the company and with an honest desire to want to fix it. All right. So now added to that, the nation's economy is acknowledged to be in a recession that I am convinced will be quite devastating in our industry. That's the bad news. Now the good news. No one is better positioned to weather the upcoming storm than we are. We are the current box office champs, but more important, our underlying philosophy of movie making lends itself especially well during lean times. As a result, we are not only in the strongest position to succeed during a time of economic adversity, but we have the potential to establish a very high platform for which to launch into the next round of good times whenever they may come. Make no mistake about it. Ours is a cyclical business, and we are once again repeating the cycle. The purpose of this memo is to reaffirm our commitment to our core philosophy, because I am convinced that this is what embodies our key success in the days ahead.
Pause for a sec.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, I did meet Jeffrey Katzenberg once. I was, this is weird. I was paid to host a film festival at the campus, the studio DreamWorks. And I was there. It was like a 3-day festival of films made by employees. So it was like an employee film festival. And Jeffrey Katzenberg came to speak, and I moderated a Q&A with Jeffrey Katzenberg and other people asking questions. And he privately told me some really, like, I was like, I can't believe you're telling me this. Told me his honest thoughts about Star Wars Episode 1, which had just come out. And like, he was very personable. I like, really, when I've had the opportunity to meet executives, they're human. They're human. And I think the ones that are the most successful are brutally honest. I've mentioned this before, but I talked to Ted Sarandos last night at the Netflix party. Ted Sarandos used to buy DVDs from Film Threat. When they had a physical media business, he bought 700 copies of every DVD Film Threat put out for their library. And they were the only company that paid on time. So there are good executives that exist. And usually they're the kind of people that don't play politics. They're just brutally honest. And Katzenberg, it was like an hour or so, this Q&A that we did, but I was really impressed with him. So that was in 99, I believe. So after Phantom Menace first came out. So anyways, Alan, I know we're not going to go through the entire 29-page memo. I know we've got a synopsis of what's in it, but we'll share this with you want to go to the synopsis, or do you want me to
I could do that, because I don't know where the two sync and they don't. So
okay, yeah. Well, why don't you just go to the notes? But this is very extensive, and for those who are ambitious, we'll share the link to this memo. But go ahead and read the notes, Alan.
Okay, so the memo lays out a sober assessment of the movie industry during economic uncertainty and urges the studio to return to fundamentals that once made it strong: creativity, disciplined budget, and story-first filmmaking. Wow. The document describes Disney as entering a period of risk and instability, with shrinking profits and recession, despite Disney's strong market position. We got to that part. Reclaiming Disney's original philosophy. Disney's old singles and doubles approach, making solid, moderately budget films, has drifted into a yes but era where rules are ignored and exceptions dominate. The memo calls for a return to disciplined story-driven filmmaking rather than chasing spectacle. You want to comment on that, or?
Yeah. Well, you pause where you think we should comment.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, storytelling above all else. The memo insists that strong stories, not stars, not VFX, not budgets, are the core of successful films. It cites past hits like that succeeded because of narrative, not scale, and reminds executives that audience want emotional engagement, not just big visuals.
Giant. I give that a giant exclamation point. Do you hear anything in this memo? I guarantee, what's not in this memo? We need inclusion. We need diversity. We need nothing. What does he say? Story. Why do you, Lasseter. What's Lasseter say? Story. When you read interviews with George Lucas, what does he say? Story, story, story. Your thoughts, Alan?
Yeah. Have we not been saying this for the last 2-3 years? Look, you can have diversity. You can have inclusion in your movies, but it's story first. It will always be story first. And reminds executives that audiences want emotional engagement, not just big visuals. Can I bring up Alien?
Alien, what do you say? Alan, you're kind of fading away with your internet.
But yeah, I don't know what's happening. But but Predator Badlands, all it is big visuals, nothing, no emotional engagement whatsoever. And again, this was in 1990, male and pale and stale. I think that's how they're treating this.
Yeah. Continue with the synopsis and this memo in brief.
Okay. The trap of blockbuster thinking. Hollywood's obsession with massive guaranteed hits has created an unsustainable cycle of ballooning budgets and disappointing returns. The document argues that Disney must balance tentpoles with smaller, more personal films to avoid creative and financial stagnation. No film is a guaranteed success. The memo warns that assuming big stars and big budgets ensure big box office wins, it stresses that filmmaking is inherently risky and that originality, not formulas, is the only reliable long-term strategy. Have we never talked about the problem of big budgets?
Well, I'll just say this. Jeffrey Katzenberg could start a YouTube channel and say all these things because this is not, a lot of this are things that we have said. You don't need, not everything needs to be a big tentpole. Roll the dice. Make something small, something driven by story.
Yeah, why do movies have to cost $200 million when they could easily cost, for a big studio, of 25 million, 50 million?
Yeah, and you also need those stable, like, comedy, romantic comedy, teen sex comedy, or teen comedy, or you need staple other genres that kind of fill out when you do have a big tent pole. And it seems like these days everything is a huge franchise, no risk is taken, and nothing here about alienating the audience. He talks about financial tough times, a recession, and you've got to earn the audience's dollars, right? Okay, is there any more to the synopsis?
Yeah, there's more. Okay, but I swear Jeffrey Katzenberg should run his own studio. All right, investing in internal creative development. Disney is urged to build projects from within rather than paying huge sums for outside scripts. Strengthening an internal stable of writers and fresh ideas gives the studio more control, consistency, and long-term creative identity. Using talent wisely, but not letting stars drive decisions. While talent matters, Disney should avoid letting star power dictate projects. It encourages nurturing more emerging artists and established names in a way that prioritizes collaboration and story. Yeah, that's a good break. I'm sorry. There's more good stuff here, but let's talk about
we'll just comment on that. But I mean, he's a very brutally no wonder he was so successful, because if you can't be, he's being honest about here's the state of things. So you can continue, please.
Yeah, here we go. Reframing family movies. Family films shouldn't mean kids only. Disney's greatest successes appeal to adults and children alike, delivering universal stories that work for all ages. Marketing can't save a weak story. The memo critiques Hollywood's over-reliance on test screenings and marketing predictions. No amount of promotion can fix a film without a solid script. Creative instincts should matter as much as research. Yeah, can we talk about Disney marketing when a new movie comes out? Yeah. And they'll have a premiere screening, and who do they invite? They invite social media influencers. Why? Because they're more concerned about the marketing of it than they are about the film itself.
And also, they only invite people that will guaranteed give them positive press, which means that after a while, people are not going to trust those sources. They're not going to be trusted. So I don't know. Continue, Alan. This is really good stuff.
I know. Story drives all revenue streams. With theatrical income no longer a dominant profit source, Strong stories become even more essential. International markets, home video, and other revenue channels all depend on compelling narratives. Again, the greatest movies, think about your most favorite movie, your number one movie, and it's always the story, and it's always the story that you connect with on a personal level. And no one's willing to risk doing that. These stories that you connect with transcend race, transcend age, transcend gender. And we're going backwards here.
Yeah, zero talk of identity. Zero. And he goes, and the second half of the memo is a solution. The idea is king.
Yeah. Okay. So
Anyways,
he starts with a creative environment for creatives. Disney is urged to maintain a collaborative, non-bureaucratic culture, ensuring writers, directors, and staff feel valued and able to contribute ideas freely. Open communication and accessibility are key to keeping creativity alive.
Did you see that? Do you hear that? What is it? Unbureaucratic?
Yeah. Non-bureaucratic.
Free from politics, non-bureaucratic, where it's just like you're creative. You're not worried about my position or this or my title. You're a creative at Disney. Come up with ideas. We need an idea. We need like a big idea. I mean, like you pointed out, Beverly Hills Cop, a simple idea. Fish out of water story about a Detroit cop that tries to solve a crime that leads him to Beverly Hills, and starring Eddie Murphy. When you look at these past movies that were successful, they were very high concept, not high budget, high concept.
Yeah, I keep thinking about the Joseph Barbera video we showed a few times.
Yeah.
You know, he comes in with a great story idea, and then everyone around him is, well, why can't the lead be a woman? Or why can't, and start injecting.
That clip, we showed that clip. It kind of blew up, but it was like him being needled by the executives at the network about the stories for Hanna-Barbera cartoons. Like, why does it have to be this? Or you can't have it be a gun. Or you can't, like, sucking all the life and the fun out of entertainment.
I remember Robert talking about Secret Invasion, that TV series, and how much he loved the script.
Right.
And then you could almost imagine it getting nitpicked to death about diversity, inclusion, and equity. And that's the state of it. You have a great idea and it just gets nitpicked to death to appease people who aren't going to watch your movie, who care more about the process than about the final product. Okay, and then finally, the final message: passion wins. The memo ends with a call to return to passion-driven filmmaking. In a challenging industry moment, Disney's best path forward is embracing creativity, collaboration, and the love for storytelling, values that built a studio's legacy.
Well, there's also, it goes on to say, he talks about Dick Tracy and the box office for that. That was a touchstone picture.
What do you say about that?
He says, I'll scan. You should read it. It's down about, I'll find it.
I mean, do you know the gist of what his point is? I'm just curious what he said about Dick Tracy.
Yeah, no, I'll go to it.
Okay.
He's a solution. The idea is king. And then he goes on the lowdown on high concept. Then he gets the fallacy of the floor. Then he gets to Tracy. So what about Dick Tracy? By every rational measure, it was a success. It topped 100 million in domestic box office, sold millions of dollars in merch, and was by all accounts a cultural event. Nevertheless, having tried and succeeded, we should now look long and hard at the blockbuster business and get out of it. As profitable as it was, Dick Tracy made demands on our time, talent, and treasury that, upon reflection, may not have been worth it. The number of hours it required, the amount of anxiety it generated, and the amount of dollars that needed to be expended were disproportionate to the amount of success achieved. As a company trying to bring to market 25 to 30 films a year, we simply can't afford to indulge in the blockbuster mentality, even as a sidelight, even as a hobby. This memo is brilliant. It goes, It's almost 30 pages. We'll leave it at that. But this is amazing. We may revisit this too on
Yeah.
Versus. But Alan, why don't you wrap up your final thoughts on this? We'll go to comments.
I mean, it's amazing how what happens to sober thinking people. You know,
Right.
everything here just makes common sense, and yet everything he criticized might as well have been all predictions, because we are in this state now where everything is a blockbuster. You have to spend $200 million to make a movie, and story takes the backstage, and story was ruined even more during the last 8 years with DEI infecting it. Thinking that people want to see themselves on the screen versus see a story that they can relate to. And those are two very different things. Oh man, it's like how far we've fallen. Yeah, I feel sad for the industry right now.
Let's go to your comments.
Big Papa Pump Thick. And that's why Disney is failing today. No common sense and blaming the fans. It's not just Disney. It's the entire studio system. The Immortal Remus for $4.99. No one knew they wanted Gone with the Wind or Star Wars or The Matrix before those releases, and the rest was history.
Bingo. That's a bingo. Great comment. They didn't know that's why Jeffrey Katzenberg mentioned that. Look, idea is king. Idea. They want to be an idea factory, not a blockbuster factory. But now the blockbuster mentality has corrupted all of Hollywood. I mean, look, by the way, Terrifier. The Terrifier films are blockbusters for indie movies. Those movies made a lot of money and were made for very low sum. And Hollywood should take note.
Yeah, well, Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars was basically an indie film, shot on a small budget, but made to look big. And you can still do that. You can still make movies like that today. Pilgrim Media for $2 offered free passes to Disney World. I will not go.
Yeah, I haven't been since 2019.
I tell you, I went in February, and I felt like I was getting ripped off. Pharaoh of Vibes for $4.99. Modern Disney probably hates this memo. It's the gold standard on how the company should properly move. They are doing everything the memo is against.
Yes.
I believe that is why we are showing this.
Great comment.
Hembry Jeremiah for $2. Remember what Disney said about communism?
Yes. Walt Disney was not a fan.
He hated unions.
Yeah.
MK Solid. Warren Beatty won't let anyone touch Dick Tracy. LOL. He's going to be buried with it.
Well, yeah, he owns the rights. And I think it's every couple of years he has to keep the character alive. He did. I just heard about this a few days ago. Funny you bring that up. He does an interview as Dick Tracy in character. They run it on TCM late night when no one will watch it, just to keep the rights. It's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean, to the point of Dick Tracy, that was a Warren Beatty movie. I'm pretty sure he fought constantly with the studio over it, which talks about the stress that was occurring while making this movie, and for damn sure it costs a lot of money, more than I know they wanted to pay for it. Ryan Landis, he never blamed the fans. I miss those days.
Yeah.
Joe Pat 999. Funny story. Dick Tracy was a hit in the moment, left an impression on the year, and then quickly evaporated. Independence Day lasted longer, proving a fully disposable movie. Sound familiar?
Yeah. Thanks, Joe Pat. Appreciate you.
Joe Metry. With Disney Studios failing, it's taking it out on the cast members, hours, cutting staff. They let over 100 managers go at the park.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the injustice, is that these executives who are being paid millions of dollars still get paid millions of dollars no matter how badly the company financially comes out every year. They can fire thousands of people, but they'll still make their paycheck. Patrick Lemire, Disney does not self-scout now. They just figure out a way to make failures and then spin them into success as a story.
Yeah,
Yep.
true.
Big Papa Pumpthik. Back in the days, there was a brain operating Disney, which is why they had succeeded back in the 90s. Yes, that's right. Disney's brain was plugged into a computer and ran the company for a very long time. Patrick Lemire, I don't think Bob Iger is capable of writing a 2-page demo, much less a 29-page memo.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it'll feel very political when he writes it. Tony Elias, natural diversity is great. Forced diversity is bad.
He's always bad.
The Moral Remus, I feel like Japanese manga and anime has done LGBT representation a lot better than Hollywood because story came first.
Exactly.
Pharaoh Vibes 499. How does Disney fix its current state? Fire everybody. What needs to happen to course correct? Fire everybody. Let's assume they're listening. Hey, Disney, fire everybody.
Fire everybody. Literally fire everybody and then rehire people.
Mm-hmm.
And what you do is you do what Elon Musk did at Twitter. He fired more than half the staff and it runs better. There was a lot of bloat, and I'm positive there is a lot of bloat at Disney.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a good comment from Patrick Lemire.
Patrick Lemire, budget the movie to fit the audience. Yes. Remember Bros?
Yeah, Bros. That was not. There was $50 million for a gay romantic comedy. How many gay romantic comedies have come out since Bros that were mainstream? About zero.
Wedding Banquet.
That wasn't mainstream.
I know. King Dude 1999 for 5. All you have to do is look at the quality of movies that came out during the time of Katzenberg and Eisner, the second golden era of Disney.
Yeah, it was.
But Male and Pale is stale.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I forgot to do?
What?
We'll make sure when this is
yeah. Now we got to edit that into the beginning.
Got to put that clip in the beginning of the segment and end with that. Anyway, sorry about that. Yeah, no, thanks King Dude. That's a perfect comment.
All right, Ryan Landis. I want to see Alan's idea as a movie. Walt Disney's brain plugged into a computer running the company. LOL.
It's called Inside Out 3.
Yeah.
It's probably going to happen.
I mean, technically, it's his head, the entire head, not just the brain.
Yeah. Hey, that's going to wrap it up for us today. Ending a little earlier today because I got to get to like 2 screenings. But I want to thank our mods, Lord Thoth, MK Solid, Atomic Lori, and Glenn Uccio, unspoken heroes of the channel. And also want to thank you for watching and everyone who sent in a super chat. We appreciate it. It helps us keep the lights on, helps keep us going so we can do this 3 days a week, do our live streams, and try to keep up with the crazy amount of movies that we're seeing. We are going to review a bunch of movies on Friday. So come back Friday, Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I will have seen that. We'll have a review of Fack-em-All, Merrily We Roll Along.
Yes.
And other films, along with news, big news, by the way. And we will start this Friday, an earlier start time, 8:45 a.m. Why? Because we will cover live the CCA award nominations. I have sent in my choices. Alan is afterwards. Alan is a CCA member. And we will watch the nominations announced live on Friday morning, and then we'll have news and reviews as always. So thank you for that. And a quick reminder, Funeral for a Franchise. We have limited edition shirts on sale. They're here. Shop The Final Frontier. We got mugs. We've got shirts, hoodies. Look, you've got the 3 primary colors: red, gold, blue from Starfleet. Pick your point. I got to get one of these before the show.
We have our LGBT shirt there.
And we have them in 2 logo styles. The OG series and Next Generation. Here's Next Gen. See, look at that.
Yeah.
Pick your design, pick your color, and then pick your size. They're all custom made and shipped to you. That's why they cost a little more. Sorry about that, folks, but I used to sell t-shirts back in the day, and it was weird trying to predict what size shirts people wanted, which was always crazy. But we'll be back Friday. Alan, what do you got going on?
I'm seeing Hamnet tonight. And then I'm seeing Avatar tomorrow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, we can't talk about Avatar until I
Tuesday?
think the 16th. We'll do a full review. We're doing a special show. But one thing I'm really glad we're not doing anymore is talking about
Wicked good news. Okay. Amazing that passes copyright muster.
Oh my God. All right, Alan, that's it today. We will see you on Friday at an earlier time. Thanks to everyone there. Appreciate it. Take care. And Alan,
Let's get out of here.